Tietzi. 44 years ago, the freedom struggle veteran Ahmed Timol died when he was detained at the then notorious Johan Vorster Square police station in Johannesburg. Police then claimed that he committed suicide by jumping from the 10th floor. 4 decades later, the inquest documents into his death have officially been made available to the public, and according to these documents, the late teacher, SABC member and Umkhonto Sizwe operative was severely tortured by the special branch. Well, joining us in studio now is Imtiaz Cajee, the late veteran's nephew. It's good to have you. Thank you so much for visiting us here at Morning Live.
It's my pleasure, Leanne.
Why was this only released 44 years after your uncle's death?
Look, it's important for us to note that these are not the official state records made available by the state departments, but the inquest records belong to Sizwe Cajee and Mia Lunat, who were the family legal representatives at the time. And they had decided to hand over the documents to the Ahmed Timol Foundation, and through the courtesy of the Wits Historical Archives or Wits Historical Papers, they digitized the records, and they have hence made the inquest records, brought it to the public domain.
Yeah. When did this happen?
Look, we had a formal function yesterday to commemorate my uncle's 44th anniversary at Johannesburg Central Police Station, the former notorious Johan Vorster Square police station.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it must have been quite a devastating feeling for the family, because all along you had believed one thing, and now it's a completely different story. What was the reaction from the family?
Look, I think that we've had absolutely no doubt since the onset, and these sentiments were echoed by Advocate Bezos yesterday, who also represented the family during the inquest in 1972.
Yeah.
And Advocate Bezos was very clear that the entire inquest was a farce. The security police had blatantly lied, in his opinion, and there's overwhelming evidence to indicate that my uncle did not commit suicide, but that he was brutally tortured and he was murdered.
Sure. With this revelation and with these findings, do you think the family are going to be seeking any compensation?
Look, in the case of the Timol family, Leanne, we have never sought financial compensation. My late grandmother testified at the TRC hearings in 1996. And, she was very clear that she wanted answers. Unlike many, many other victims, who seek financial compensation, in the case of the Timol family, it's seeking justice. It's wanting to know what really happened.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose that's almost bringing closure, or did it? Is there a sense of closure after the finding?
Look, the publication of my first book in 2005, it recorded the life of my beloved uncle Ahmed Timol. So the annals of history will record his life. But I'm fervently working towards the publication of the second edition of the book. And, hopefully in that edition we can find some form of closure. And most importantly, try and answer pertinent questions that remain. Police claim, Leanne, that Ahmed Timol and Salim Isup were detained at a normal routine police roadblock on the 22nd of October 1971. And yet evidence has been unveiled which indicates that there was an order of arrest for Ahmed Timol. So if there was an order of arrest for him, why did they say that, that he was detected at the police roadblock unknowingly?
Yeah.
So there are a number of indicators. I mean, the testimony of Salim Isup, who was brutally tortured, testimony of many, many other political detainees, clearly indicate that my uncle was did not commit suicide, but he was definitely tortured.
Yeah. Now, I believe that the documents were in the family's attorney, Mia Ahmed Lunat's possession. Why did he not give it to the family earlier?
No, he did. He did. No, he did, Leanne. And basically the first book, published in 2005, had pierced a picture based on the inquest records kept by Mia Lunat and Sizwe Cajee. And those inquest records had provided us with a perspective of events from a police narrative, because that was the official police version as to how they had detained him, what the police line of interrogation and questioning was, and so forth. And based on those inquest documents, I had succeeded in publishing the first book.
Yeah, yeah. Now that the documents have been handed over to the Ahmed Timol Foundation, what's going to become of them? What are they going to be used for?
Look, I think, they will be brought in the public domain. And the message out there to ordinary South Africans is obviously to visit the Ahmed Timol Foundation, or to access those digitized records online at the Ahmed Kathrada Foundation or Wits historical papers. And the intention is for them to interrogate those particular inquest records. And I think it's also important to state, Leanne, that we're in the process of looking at reopening the inquest. We feel that there's overwhelming evidence that clearly reveal that Magistrate de Villiers had erred in his findings. And we owe it to the dignity of Ahmed Timol and many, many other political detainees that in a democratic dispensation, that those inquest findings made by an apartheid Magistrate de Villiers be rectified.
Yeah. Is this something that you're perhaps going to do next year?
Look, you know, it takes time.
Indeed.
It's a process.
And money.
Absolutely. But fortunately, we've got backing.
Good.
But most importantly, we're working fervently to publish the second edition of the book and to deal with the many, many unanswered questions. There are various theories as to what could have happened to my beloved uncle. And I think it's important for us in the context to find some form of closure.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Please keep us updated as to what happens with this. And certainly if you do open this up again and take it into court, we'll be following this very, very closely for you. But you talk about the books. They're available? Are they free to
Look, I mean, if you visit my website, www.ahmedtimol.co.za, and members of the public are more than welcome to contact me and I will make the book available.
All right, that's wonderful. So, Timol, A Quest for Justice. So, if you visit the website, you'll be able to ensure that you can get a copy of this and read the story of Ahmed Timol being revealed all these years that it was thought he had committed suicide jumping from the 10th story at Johan Vorster Square. But now, after dockets have been released, it's now found that there was more to it than that. And it seemed that he was severely tortured by the special branch. Thank you for talking to us.
It's my pleasure, Leanne.
Regards to the family, and we wish you all of the best of luck
Thank
over
you very
this
much.
time. Imtiaz Cajee is Ahmed Timol's nephew, who has written this book as well. Let's